And we are live.
We are live.
Yes. Hello, everyone.
I'm gonna actually put it live on my cellular device. See what's going on.
Hello, everybody who's watching. If you're watching, you already see the background. Do you see that? If you saw my post earlier, you see this.
Balloons.
Yes, we do.
Hold on.
We made it.
Hello, Carlitos.
Oh, hello, Carlos. See? We got our true
Our
fans.
true blues are popping up. Can't celebrate an anniversary. Oh, jeez, the volume.
Gracias.
Thank you. It's
There's
not
some
an
great.
anniversary unless we have the people that have made helped us get here.
Oh my God, if Dana shows up, Panel shows up, who else?
I don't know if Dana has Facebook anymore. You know, Dana had only gotten Facebook to watch No Filters, No Fears.
Ah, damn.
And then she started listening to it on Spotify.
She needs to come back. If
And
Brian
Dana is the kick butt. Like, not only did she watch, she was like, I'm taking notes.
But yes, oh my God, before we start, and this is gonna be a live ass episode because I'm not editing anything. So anyway,
Nope.
we want to say happy pansexual and pan romantic to us.
Yes.
And everybody out there in the world.
Romantic day to us.
Yay. So we also,
And to all those celebrating everywhere, much love.
Yes, celebrate a full force. Oh my God, I cannot believe it. Okay, so we are here. We are here. We are. If anybody's watching out there and you would like to come on live with us and join us, let us know.
Let us know. We'll send you the link. It's a party today.
It is a party. It is a party.
There's no definitions today. What are we going to define? I think a year in, we've already clearly defined what No Filters, No Fears is. We've been doing now 49 episodes worth of content.
49.
And going into season 5 next week. Full force.
I know. Well, where are the people? Where are the people? We're waiting.
Well,
like we always say.
We'll give you guys 2 more minutitos and we'll talk boberia. Are you having adult juice? Is that adult juice?
Today we're having adult juice to celebrate.
I did not consider that I should probably have adult juice. And I'm being really good because I started a new program of Get Healthy. And here I am with my adult water bottle. But look, this is from the our episode about our carbon footprint. I said I was gonna cut back on water bottles.
Episode 33. This is actual water in there, just whoever's actually.
Yeah, because you're gonna do adult juice and hydration.
You gotta, play it smart. You can't just do, one thing and then
but of course. And I would like everyone to know that this was an accident, our matching.
Oh yeah. See, we're being,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wearing blue and I'm like, it's fine, me too. Here we go.
Let's go. And look at our pretty red balloons in the background.
Not red balloons, but
well, you have that balloon, but we have it
I'm sorry, you're talking about that, bro. I'm sorry, you're talking about the actual visual. My bad. I was like, what red balloon?
Okay.
Yes.
Well, we've given y'all time to show up. You'll show up throughout. If not, you'll hear it when you hear it live on here and on Anchor and on Spotify. And everywhere else that it plays, because it plays in other places too. I always forget the other ones. Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, and Google something.
Wherever it plays.
Most of the listeners are either on here, Anchor and Spotify. And our YouTube, of course.
Well,
let's get to it. Let's start
Yay!
reminiscing.
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Chubi.
And I'm Vanessa, and welcome to No
No,
Filters, No
no
Fears
fears
podcast.
podcast. We got it. We got it. We got it. So, to those who are joining in, we are going to talk about episodes 1 through 48.
One through
Recap of a
48.
whole year.
It has been an entire year that we've been doing this. And I, how long did it take you to like get a hold? Chupi asked me about doing a podcast. I read the message, swore that I responded, and didn't respond for like a month, 2 months.
A month.
A month.
Before we continue, today's elephant is a level 2 because there's ups and downs and all about. So,
Yeah, we'll be touching up on past episodes that some of them were pretty intense.
so again, whoever's joining in, if you would like to join us live, we'll send you a link so you could come join us at the party and you could just come chill with us. But that is true. So, as you guys already know,
Tomen the chisme.
I've been wanting this podcast for over like 6 years, right? But there was always something coming up. I was always focusing on my photography. And then I was like, okay, cool. Who's joining us?
That's my tia Bona. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. No, she's Tatiana. But so I was like, so this year I was, well, last year I was like back in the States and I was like here in, Florida. And I was like, I'm ready. I think I'm ready. So I was like, I know the perfect person. So it was around January or the beginning of January-ish that I messaged Vanessa and I was like, a whole ass paragraph asking her, I have an idea and our chemistry is good, like you're my it person, like X, Y, and Z. And I was like anxiously waiting, guys. I
Qué
was like,
pena.
and it said she read the freaking message. It said she read the message and I was like, but why isn't she replying back? So then around March I asked her, hey, did you get to see the message? She's like, oh my God, I swear I thought I replied. And I was like, no. She's like, I love the
I
idea.
respond always in voice notes. For those
Yeah.
of you who know me, you know I prefer voice notes. I get carpal tunnel easily, but I also feel like you can hear tone and intention in voice notes, right? And I wanted Chubi to know how sorry I was because I swore, hands down, that I was like, oh, that I had responded. And cero response. So when I see that they send me this other message, I'm like, oh shit.
And then when she finally replied, I was like, because before her, guys, I got shut down 5 times. That's honest truth. Because I know it's hard, especially if you're not in the industry or you're not like this. Like she's an actress, an out there person,
You can
and
say it, I'm loud.
no, and I got shut down 5 times to have a podcast partner. They're like, oh no, no, thank you, but or they had their own thing. So when she said yes, this person right here was like freaking out, one. And two, I've known her by that time 6 years already. And then I was like, okay, maybe we could, continue the friendship and it will build or whatever. Yes. Long story short, here we are. She said yes.
Here we are. And this happened just at the beginning as the entire world was shutting down.
Then the pandemic happened and I was like, what the
And I remember it being a worry of yours. You're like, I don't want to start it. And then because everybody and their mother was starting a podcast during the pandemic, because what the hell else were we going to do? I don't want people to think that that's why we're doing it, because this was an idea from even before. And I was like, no, I know, I agree. But let's do it. Let's do it. And they were like, yeah, let's do it. And our first episode was about new beginnings and about not worrying about the what ifs and what people will do. Do it. Take the jump, take the risk, follow your fear, do it.
and we did. It took the whole of March and then April to figure out everything. Guys, if I show you the logos we thought for No Filters, No Fears, you guys will be like, what
What did you go through?
And I sent so many. I am happy that we chose this because it's perfect. It's
It's
perfect.
perfect and it's cutie. And
Yeah.
it's those little talking bubbles that are like when somebody's texting you too. Most of our conversations, because we're not going to be on the phone 24 hours, but
Mm-mm.
24 hours a day, there's things to discuss about the podcast. And we don't just talk about podcasts. Like something happens in the world or something that, that Shubi is a active uh advocate for things, as am I. Things will come up and we'll like send messages about that. Or if we're individually having an emotional day. But I think you're sending us messages, but you're not writing anything. Just letting you know.
Yeah, they're blank.
Um, and so we do write to each other through WhatsApp all the time. So that like our logo is perfect.
And the thing is that we wanted to make a statement because obviously our logo, if you could look at it, looks what 70-ish, right, with the hippie era, and but it makes a statement because you know I don't know how to even explain this part. I'm sorry, but it's. Are you bud texting us? What's going on?
No, I don't know what's happening.
Sorry, guys, we're getting messages, but they're blank, and we want to know
Whatever,
what.
they can be there. They go away.
Yeah,
They stay there.
but at the end, I'm so happy. Like we chose this, and then Vanessa was like, "Okay, tweak this, and we like this," and we're like, "Perfect." So yeah, it was.
And then of course, when we went into our reboot mode, we added the red because from the beginning, our color, it was really important. And this is, you guys are now learning the inside scoops to what happens in our brain and like the meaning that you would never know unless you talk to us, and we go deep. We
Yeah,
go deep. We always wanted it to be black and white because neither of us really believes in absolute black and white. We believe in gray area.
yeah,
So it was kind of perfect that it was this black and white. And so like the full grayscale also applies to when we do anything for no filters. But red was a big color for us. So that's why right behind Chubby, you see the big red screen. They are in our actual studio. I will have you know. That is the
yeah,
studio. And Vanessa es aquí,
yeah.
far away. But we've actually gotten to record. Uh, only we did one episode only?
It was one episode, and it was the shortest because we had major tech issues that day. That our guests were alive with us. We'll get to that because my God was I pissed. Oh, I have two of them.
Vanessa touched buttons that she should not touch.
It's okay.
But we've done two episodes in person, the Plur episode as well. That therapist Helen donated her home to us so that we could do it because we were also having super technical issues of life.
And we were
So
quarantining as well, so I couldn't really be, even though Vanessa was safe, but still,
right, but we couldn't be in close contact at that point yet, and that space let us be outside, outdoors, have enough space, and we were trying to be so cool with like screens and another camera, and then the light kept falling on us.
then there was then it started raining, then the
Raining,
wind,
and Mother
then
Nature was just like, "Oh, y'all want to do an episode outside?" No.
then we had some chimes, that we had to take down, then some plants, and then I don't freaking know. If y'all interested, it's episode 16, the Plur episode, okay?
And you'll see it, and we had fun. Like, we had
I had
musiquitas and
fun.
such.
Your
Pero
mom is
it was
that.
like, yeah. But it was like from the moment we got there early. We started setting up, running. And then as soon as we're going, we were making candy, right? We made cute little candy, Plur candy. There it
Okay.
is. And it's like in the car. Mine's in my car. And so we get there, we're doing the thing, we're making the candy, and our plates that are holding our beads are flying away.
That episode, we're not gonna touch on this episode again. We're just gonna go through every other episode because we talk about that
Yeah.
episode. I had so much fun though, but because I learned something new from you about the Plur community, and it's not just the music, it's the community, and exchanging the candy. And you made my first one, which was this one that says C, Candy, V, and then it says NFNF. That was the first one.
Yeah.
You know,
Look at
and so we
you.
exchanged it and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it was
I mean,
fun.
it was a fun episode, and we had fun music and the whole deal. Going into that world and learning all about it was fun. So being able to share it and like even to adopt those things, it's something that you already do on your day to day that I try to do on my day to day anyway. So to see what that kind of culture is like and how it could be applied to daily life to make us maybe more conscientious of one another. Hashtag collective conscious.
Oh yes.
The hashtag, so many hashtags. We'll get to
So
that.
many. If
We'll
y'all
get
can
to
do
that.
some. So when did No Filters, No Fear started? May 25th, 2020. That was our first episode, which technically it aired, it will be tomorrow, the
It will
day,
be
the
tomorrow, but
official day.
how perfect. And we've taken like breaks and hiatuses. How perfect that it falls just the day before,
I know,
regardless.
right? That was
Everything happens for a
crazy.
reason.
When we were counting, we were like, you do know that episode, like our 1 year falls, like, and I was like, crap. Oh my God.
And on episode 49. So it's the end of
Right.
a season, also.
Exactly. So I was like, that is crazy. I am a high believer that everything happens for a reason. So yes, I was like, okay, we are learning. Yeah, that
Totally.
you could mention there how you felt on about that episode because that was a heavy one for us in
It
retrospect.
was. So in retrospect, we didn't realize that while we were doing our live, a life was being taken. Um, our anniversary also happens to fall on the day that George Floyd was murdered, and it hit us very hard. Didn't know about it that day. Next day, Chubi calls me. Um, like I'm sure I can share it. It's no filters, no fear,
Yeah, yeah.
crying, and shared, and we were very emotional and talked about it very seriously. Of like, how can we go on and do the next episode right away? I feel like this deserves like the general we were both saying this. Um, it deserves respect. It deserves attention. So we did not do the episode the following week the way we were going to. We postponed it, didn't we?
No, episode 2 we did it, but we talked about it.
We talked about it.
Episode 3 was when we decided that it was getting so heavy with the Black Lives Matter that we postponed it because it was getting worse.
That was
Remember the riots for 2 weeks? It was
yeah.
just so bad.
There was a lot. There was a lot going on, and it was something that it. The platform was either we needed to leave the space. There was no space for us to talk about anything but what was going on and give it room for the voices that needed to be talking about it. And our episode that was coming up was like the change episode was coming, wasn't
Episode
it?
episode 2, yeah.
Episode 2 was change, and then after that we were talking about how so much that gets learned and gets passed on starts in the home.
A good place to start, yeah. And
So
episode
all of that tied in so heavily, and we were really emotionally invested in everything that was going on. So
from episode 2, which that's when our elephants got introduced. You remember our elephants from 1 through 5? That's when we
mhm,
first decided to have a trigger warning. So our elephants, the pink elephant, the elephant in the room, metaphor came into play because we also felt like our topics are heavy, so we did need to have a trigger warning. And with this
absolutely.
whole George Floyd and those 2 weeks of riots and more deaths and crazy, things happening, we took up. That's when we postponed for episode 3.
Yeah.
We did it once and then we just aired it on the 8th. We couldn't because it's just how many
It
times
was
did we?
emotional for us, but also emotional for people in our lives and in the world because we weren't just seeing it here in the United States. It was being reflected all over the world.
Exactly.
Um, and those conversations needed to be had offline, right?
Yeah.
Those realizations, those moments of reflection. We
Oh
have
my
a
God.
question.
Oh yeah, we do. Let's answer it. By Carlos, and he says, which has been the episode topic that required the most preparation?
most preparation.
Hey, Janine, thank you for joining. Um,
Hello.
wow. Oh my
That's
God,
a
from 48 episodes, which one was the hardest for us? Like, not hardest, but like Carlos says, the most require most
the
preparation.
most prep. I know we prepped a lot for the Stonewall episode.
But do you mean emotionally, obviously, or like question, like information wise? Carlos, if you could
Elaborate.
clarify. Yeah, because I would like to know if it's emotionally, because these are most of our topics were literally from day one, elephant four, fives,
Yeah, they
So
were
I
like
need to know
intense.
because the Stonewall information wise at the beginning was our
History
most
wise, and
history.
like pronouns, we didn't feel that we needed to reach out. That was the first time we had a guest or
Oh,
guests. Yeah. So
episode
for
four.
for the
Yeah,
pronouns episode, we did quite a bit of research, but we also left it to the people who lived it, who knew the story.
right. So we shared
Um,
the videos and stuff like that. Production research work put into.
bye.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna think about this. Let me see what I think. Let me see. Hmm.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think.
I think for me, episode 18, the hustle is real. Getting all those powerful women and people with their businesses and reaching out to them and making sure that we knew their product, because those people that we knew, they were
Yeah.
our people we knew, and places we, wow, for me, like I travel, or people from places. So I think that episode was a lot of work because there was a lot of posting and preparation.
For me, there's like two that pop into my head.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I want to say that the communication episode, because it came so far after like the the change one and all that, and we started learning about the cycles of change and
Mm-hmm.
all those things. So read up quite a bit on that. And the one that we did of for Black History, because
Oh, the women
even
with
though,
the
yeah, even though we just like we ended up doing what, like four
five.
women each, five women each, we researched a crap ton more, so, and it was difficult to be like, okay, these will be the five, but in that research of the five, you discover so many other amazing women that have contributed
Yeah, because
to,
that was episode 37. Mm-hmm.
yeah. So if I had to go, and communication was earlier on, that was in season 2. So
Yeah, that was some episode 7. Yeah,
so oh, episode 7. Oh,
that
yes.
was episode 7 was our communication. Yeah,
So from
and
season 1 to season like 3, those were like for me the ones that I put a lot of like research, and honestly also human trafficking. Chuby's been like surrounded by that information for a long time, and I'd researched it, but not as in depth as I had for this particular episode.
um,
Mostly though, I think consent was our most like like emotionally prepared one, and even then we got emotional.
yeah, episode 34 was human trafficking. Like Vanessa said, yes, I research everything. So human trafficking has been a thing of mine since I was like in my early 20s. But um, and what did you say? What was the other one you said?
That emotionally I
Cons-
said
consent.
consent was also our longest episode to date. We split it into 2 parts.
3.
Three? See, this is why Vanessa doesn't do the editing. It's just 3.
Episode 9, and it's true. I was just about to say that it was our longest episode ever, unedited, because I didn't edit it. I just split it because it was so long, and that's a lot of information. That's when we started our calendar to show you
Yeah.
guys what we had,
Yeah.
like what was coming up next. Oh, and 411 with Chuby was part of it. That's when I started my
That
411
was
with
the
Chuby.
first episode where 411 with Tubi came out.
Yeah, because we had a lot of information to share with
Yeah,
people, like resources. 411 means obviously resources. Where can you go find
right.
resources or information? Where can you go to find help in any case or
For the
whatever?
youngins out there, 411 was what you dialed in your phone to get information.
Exactly. That's why I'm like 411 with
So we
Chubby.
brought it back. We brought it back.
And it's not a hashtag, it's called a pound sign, but it's okay. It's not a memory Monday.
We're rolling. We're rolling with the punches. We're rolling with the punches. When was the first time that Chubby's book corner popped up?
Chubby's book corner was, let me see on my notes. Oh my God, I can't even see. Let me see.
Chubby's really good about keeping notes. The historian of no filters, no fears.
No, oh, no. Because by episode 5, I'll get your answer in a minute. By episode 5, we had our new platform, which is what we're using now. That's the
Oh
first time
yeah,
we
stream part.
Instagram.
How many of y'all who here was watching us since Instagram? Like you saw us live on Instagram,
I can't believe
so that
I
we
saw
can
it.
formally apologize.
Yes, please, because my God. I cannot, honestly, from episodes 1 through 4, I cannot sit there and watch that.
We then upgraded to like cute little look. Carlos is raising his hand. Yes, you were from the very beginning. The we had these USB mics, and we still do like that connect right, and that was our upgrade so we could be heard better and not sound like Gaga. And then like upgrades have happened since.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about mics because that's Vanessa's field. So she's like, get the one I have. And I'm like, okay. And I got it. Also, episode 7, that's when Music Monday started. That was the first time we decided.
Music Monday that has fallen away into the abyss.
I mean, we had 24 episodes. I mean,
Yeah, there's
20,
like what five? Well, how many playlists?
21 playlists. Well, not 21, minus 15,
Like 15 playlists. That's a lot of playlists.
but a lot of good music. Go check it out. I mean, we still on it.
A lot of mixed genre. Okay, it's not just tiki tiki music. There's some hip hop. There's Spanish
Everything.
music.
Now,
Folk music.
to your question, Chubby's Book Corner first started on episode 8 with piercings and tats. The piercings and tats episode.
Really?
That was the first time because I found a couple of books. You know, hello, me, person with tattoos. I found a books on tattoos, and I love the history of it. So obviously, I will go get books on that. Yeah, that was the first time
Oh
Chubby's
wow.
corner even came about. And mind you, we mentioned it on other episodes, like joking around. And this is how the idea came about. Off
We
camera, though.
how funny. There's so many things that pop up in previous episodes that later become a thing. Like the bus became a thing.
I don't even know when that started, but we own 2 buses. Well, she
We
owns
own
2
two buses. I own a
buses.
big bus. So for those that might be watching for the first time, so the buses are, you know, when they say, "Oh, way to throw me under the bus," it's like when you put somebody like out there for something that they
Yeah.
didn't want out there. I'm real good about throwing myself under the bus, but
Yes.
throwing yourself under the bus is also right. Let's give it a proper name: accountability.
Right.
That's
Right. I
that's a
mean,
lovely name for it. So every time I would have a realization, and sometimes talking to Chubby, I like preparing for episodes or during the episode, I would have these aha moments. And I'm like, it is the moment for me to throw myself under the bus because I realize I do these things. And then Chubby started getting their own bus, and they were like, okay, I'm gonna go under the bus. So now
right.
the bus, the
I
bus.
think like during season 3, I started getting my own bus, but you already own 2 by then. So yes.
I have a whole lot. I do the buses for the Miami-Dade County Public School System. That's
To whoever is watching, if you guys would like to join us live, I'll send you a link to whoever's watching. We're going through episodes 1 through 48. We're right now on episode 10. Well, that was a party. We celebrated 10 episodes. Come on, you know.
um
Episode 10, it was a
of you
party.
guys, not of us guts, but yeah, we got you.
And
Thank you, mommy.
that day, Dana
Kicked
won.
everyone's butt.
She won from everywhere, and she's the first one to own a no filters, no fears cup because
Oh my
by then we already had our merch. So
god. Merch. Merch, merch on the
I don't
floor.
like that word. I don't like that word, but that's when we first had the cup coming out.
Thank you,
Sharon,
Dad.
yay! I'm glad she's made it. She, what you said, True Blue. She's one of them.
True Blues. A
Mm.
thousand percent. 1,000%. Um, I want, since we have a couple of True Blues, name at least 3 of our hashtags because there's like 1,000.
No.
Chubby, can you name 5 hashtags? And no, they cannot be our names.
No, it can be. We're not therapists. It cannot be.
Oh no, it can. Okay, that's one of them. We're not therapists.
Hold on. Oh, I got it. What's yours? Reframe.
Reframing.
Oh my god. I can't. I suck.
And it can't be the name of this of the segments either, because that's like a given.
No. It's me.
You gave me a little oh well, Carlos did Cody Coats with Bonnie. Okay.
That's not a
You
hashtag. Since when have we made it? Since we made it to a hashtag?
I put it as a hashtag. Like if I've ever the random like 2 times that I've ever done a post myself, I put Cody Coats.
No, that's a lie. You posted at the beginning. Okay, so at the beginning we had sit with it. Hashtag
We
monster.
did?
Yeah, we did. Déjate querer is one of our famous ones.
Déjate querer.
Um,
I like that one.
we came up with NFNF Transit, remember? Because we own buses.
Oh, because we own buses. I knew we had a bus one. The NFNF Transit. I like it.
And then adult juice. Those were the most like
Adult
from
juice. I also
season
know hashtag Gaga.
always.
Hashtag reading is essential.
Really is essential.
Hashtag collective consciousness.
That's those two. Yes.
Hashtag awareness.
Carlos, you need 2 more. Unless we already said all of them, then that's fine.
No. There's so many.
He might know. Oh my god, guys. Woo! We have so many hashtags.
We really do. Oh, one that was actually given to us by a viewer that pops in every now and again to show love. Cindy, hashtag brain food.
Oh yeah. Brian
Referred
said
to our information as brain food. And there's one of our hashtags in human form, hashtag therapist Helen.
yeah, thank you, Helen. Thank you for joining. Guys, thank you for joining us in our first year. Ooh. Remember this hashtag Brenda Brown 2021? Because we're gonna
Oh man. Listen, I'm tagging Brené on all the things.
we gotta
we're gonna like repackage it and Brené 2022.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's still a lot of 2021 left.
Yes.
Brené could see one of our tags and be like, these two, like with her little southern, like with her Texan accent, be like, I'm just gonna show up and surprise these 2 girls. Like, let's just go show up and pop up in there.
We're sending it out to the universe. That's what's
Listen.
happening right now. Again, if you guys are joining us
Brené,
now,
I love you. Please.
If it wasn't because of Vanessa, I wouldn't know who the hell Brené Brown was anyway.
Therapist Helen introduced me to Brené Brown.
So thank you, Helen. I guess it's a domino effect. But if you're joining, we're talking about all the episodes 1 through 48. My bad, 48.
We're losing count. That's a good sign.
And right now we are on episode 11, boundaries.
Child, that's an episode I'm still working on in my life.
Oh, I have way too many boundaries, so it's okay. You guys want to know a fun, not fun thing, but a fun fact or whatever? It's our most viewed episode on YouTube. I don't know how we. I don't know how we
used to be clarity at one point, right? Not clarity, transparency, and now it's boundaries. How funny!
What? Well, I thought clarity was boundaries.
Was that the same episode, Transparency and Boundaries?
Yes, we were talking about it was all
It
encompasses
was
in
all
there.
together. Okay.
Yeah, because it was like half
See,
and
I
half.
thought it was Oh, I'm gonna
I
let you
don't know.
do that.
It's okay, but with 380 views, who's listening to this? Like, I need to know who sat
We
there
want to
because
we want to hug you. Boundaries was a good episode. I enjoyed that episode. I mean, it came for you. What was happening for you during the time that the boundaries episode popped along? Because you've been really good at setting healthy boundaries for yourself with people. This is a new thing for me.
what was happening at the actual moment that was going on.
Yeah, like during that time that we started saying, hey, let's do the episode about boundaries.
I don't remember. Let's see, what month is that? August? That was around August. I have no goddamn clue. Sharon says this is the only podcast I constantly made an effort to listen to every week. LOL, you both are awesome. Aww. To those who
Thank
don't
you.
know, me and Sharon go way back to high school. All the
Aw.
way to high school. Yep. She was a lower grade than I was, and I don't know, we became friends. I had one. She had a science class, I think it was. I don't know. Anyway, I'm glad you're in our lives because yes, we
Yes,
adore
thank
you.
you.
I,
Um,
to answer your question again, I have no clue what the hell is going on. I know it was
I don't know.
August.
I mean, that's why I say it's an ongoing thing. It's an ongoing thing. But I know that like those beginning episodes, um, as we were like situating into how we wanted to approach our activism or our activists and advocating episodes, we did a lot of like um mental health and a lot of like self empowerment and self love kind of episodes. And I think boundaries and communication and consent and all of those episodes really fell into that. Like, let's get it right up here so we get into some messy shit. And
And
we
also
started
like
getting messy
and
shit.
also the whole thing with there was a residual like stuff going on with the whole George Floyd thing anyway because of the trials, the this, the that.
Yeah.
So it was still ongoing until obviously this year. But it's crazy. Ooh, the shame episode 12. We
That was
had
a
to
really
break the
meaningful
stereotype.
episode. That was a really meaningful episode. I enjoyed it, and I still talk a lot about it with friends. I talk a lot about shame with my students. Now I can refer them to our episode.
I mean, at a reasonable age, I hope we
Yeah,
don't
no,
burst.
these are my adult students,
Okay, then yeah, go right
But we
ahead.
talked about shame in depth, and it's something that obviously any age can understand because it's those things that get pushed on us from when we're wee little ones, right? And we saw all of it so much, so many of our episodes that we didn't think connected ended up connecting because they're
That's
all about the boundaries, the communication, the what was it, attachment styles,
love language.
shame, vulnerability, love languages. Everything was kind of like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but with that episode, I feel like we were breaking down stigmas as well because remember, like you said, since we were little, we're like taught that this is shameful, but we're like empowering them, be like, no, it's not. Says who? You know. So I
Mhm.
don't know. I like that episode too. Ooh, 13 was a fun one. Super.
Oh, that's when my kitty cat made an appearance on all of our promotional stuff.
Oh yeah,
Like the picture for episode 13 is literally Squishifer's eyeballs.
yeah. That was a fun. I like that episode because
Yeah, that was fun.
well, we had a lot of guests, not guests, but we had a lot of like activity going on in the chats because everybody has their own superstition going on. I still do, obviously, you know. Yeah.
People are a lot more superstitious than I even thought. Like, with time you think, oh, people aren't as superstitious as you think. It's like when you're younger. No, a bunch of y'all had your own lucky things that you do and superstitions, which I thought was really cool. And like in that episode, I said it. I come from a theater background. That's all
Yeah.
superstition.
Right. Ooh, it's funny because we went from superstition to addiction. Episode 14. That was like a drastic like
It
episode.
was.
Like I mean, elephant 1 to like an elephant 5 or 4, whatever it was.
Yeah.
That was heavy. Yeah,
And we
but
talked about how addictions don't have to be just drugs and alcohol, because a lot of people get fixated on that those are the only like addictions, and there's
yeah,
other
food,
addictions. Yeah.
food, exercise, you name it. Everything could become an addiction if you don't know how to handle it properly.
Right. If it starts affecting your entire life and like and your relationships and things like that, then it's an addiction, right? And it's something that
Yeah,
you may want to get some help for, and to make sure that you're not harming yourself and keeping yourself from living your best life, right?
exactly. And I love how we went from addiction of 5 to love languages. Like I think it was a 3 maybe.
Yeah.
With that episode, I that was episode 15. I learned my love languages a little bit more on that. So I enjoyed it.
Let me tell you, I had been reading like during that time. I had started getting really into like learning about that kind of stuff. I'm very big into learning about relationship and connections and dynamics and stuff like that. Maybe because of my chosen lifestyle, but also it's just like it's been very informative on how to communicate with people,
Right.
right? And how not to, and how we talk about this almost every episode, meeting them where they are, meeting
Right.
someone where they are, not where you need them to be, where you want them to be, or where you think they should be. Right. And that's something that's very difficult for me sometimes. Um, and that episode like forced me to like research even more. So I was really happy that we did that episode. And I have a book for you for your book corner about,
Yeah.
it's not about love languages, but it talks about attachment styles, right?
Mhm.
Which we know automatically connects to love languages
Right.
in so many ways. Polysecure, it is not just for non-monogamous folk. Read it. There's my gift to y'all.
Yeah, Chubby's book corner used to come back sometime
I
because I
make it come back. Make it come back. I
but
like Tubi's book corner.
I did too, but Chubby 411 with Chubby, I personally feel like it was more informative because
Yeah.
people like links. I'm going with the times. Nobody's gonna
Yeah.
go out there and go get a book. I mean, you can, I guess, in the Amazon or whatever the thing is called on the social
Your
media.
face, the Amazon. Listen, the Amazon is how I get some of my books.
No, which is fine, but I don't believe in buying new books if you don't need to. I mean, if
I
you
know,
can
I'm
find a
talking about
used one.
digital copies.
Right, exactly. So people get digital copies, that's perfectly
Yeah.
fine. But I don't know if clicking a link, straight information right there, they don't
But
have
also
to
a lot of
wait.
those topics needed a link, like
Right,
places to go and get help and stuff.
eh,
So yeah.
right. I think Addiction had a 411 with Shubi. I
I
clearly
do.
remember because I researched so many. I was sad. That was a sad episode to me though.
Yeah.
Um, ooh, Plur was the first time we were together in person.
That was the first time we were together, and that Mother Nature just, toyed with our emotions.
Yeah, I'm not sharing more than that because we're ready. Go to the
We
beginning of
went we went through the whole sadness of the blip.
then Music Edition. Memory Monday was episode
Memory
7.
man. Yeah.
That was so much fun. We
That's
love
when
music.
people learned about how nerdy Vanessa can get about music.
That's the one thing, one of the many things we have in common because I love music. Oh my God, I breathe music. Like music is amazing.
Happy music, sad music, angry music.
Anything music,
Yeah.
yes. Love that episode. It was fun. And then the one that I loved the most in during that season was episode 18, which is The Hustle. The Hustle.
The hustle is real. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Yes, it had a bunch of local Florida artists that we know, and we were showing to all women, and there was a man, there too as well. But
Yeah, from Cosmic Creations.
Cosmic Creation, a couple. I met them when I was in a mini trip in Jacksonville. I just happened to see them, and I was like, "Oh, I love their stuff." I invited them on the show. I don't know, it happened. Um, crazy, right? And we still talk to this day. I like their stuff, but I like that episode. We got to empower women, instead of putting them down like other people. apparently like to do. I don't understand why. There's room
It
for
was funny.
everybody.
During the pandemic, a lot of people were forced to start kind of like their own from home money producing situations,
Right.
and they were meeting like in their own families or from the outside world, like this pushback of like, oh, there's already 20 soap companies out there, oh, there's this or there's that. um and some of them sadly were really affected by that kind of feedback and didn't go through with it, didn't continue, and other people said, screw you, there might be 50 soap companies, but it's not my soap company.
Right.
And Chubby and I have been hustling for a minute. Like when one door closes, a window opens, baby.
Exactly.
You can't let crap keep you down. It's and it's they're all kind of, it's always gonna lead you to whatever your end goal is. Don't lose sight of what your goal is, but there's different ways to get there. And I think like the people that day on the show, we had Alien Babe,
Mhm.
yeah, Belly from Belly Naturals, Nisbet from all the Queen's Jewels, and the couple from Cosmic Creations. So like,
But yeah,
what
more people. But yeah.
we did? Oh, so many more people. Oh, your
Yeah,
sister.
yeah. Yeah. From J Fun Party
Okay,
Rental. And we had one more, but I can't remember. Is
which
there
one?
one more? Maybe not.
No, I don't think so. Cosmic
Oh,
Creations,
okay. Oh yeah, yeah.
Alien, and Relina. Oh, and Miley's from Makeup by Miley. And all of these people started either because of pandemic or because of need. Miley started, she was a teacher and a mom, and she loves makeup and she's damn good at it. And so she started studying, got certified, got the thing, put together a studio in her house, and now she's got a full-on studio, works with a photographer to do 15 pictures, weddings, yada 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 yada. So you never know where starting can take you.
Yeah, I loved having all of them on our episode because I don't know, it was fun. It's like
Yeah.
there's still hope out there. Somebody saw it, be like, "Ooh, I want that. Ooh, I like their stuff." So you
Yeah.
never know.
Yeah.
Ooh, episode 19, body positivity. That was a very important episode. Very important, I feel.
Yeah. I got emotional. I got emotional in that episode.
Yeah, I
You
mean
know,
we're both. Mm-hmm.
no, go ahead.
No, I just was gonna say that both of us were going through our own body stuff, our own mental things with our own body. So yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it's always like body positivity always like teeters on that toxic positivity line, but it's
Mm-hmm.
also like it's a journey. So the journey to body positivity, because some days I'm like, yeah, you fine, you better work, your booty looks right in those jeans, and then another day I'm like, ooh, girl.
Right.
And I
So
can be really nasty to myself. But I think it's the acknowledging that I've done that and not wanting to do it again, right? And
right.
not talking to myself that way. And I think that that applies in general to everyone when you recognize what it is that you no longer want, right? The pattern you want to break.
Exactly.
Um, so
Yeah.
that was a very uh, heartfelt episode for both of us for different reasons.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we had episode. Oh no, we had a pachanga just to
We
celebrate.
had a pachanga. That is
That
a
was
hashtag.
pachanga.
BT dub hashtag pachanga.
Yeah. So it was episode 20. There was not much to say there. We just had a pachanga. I don't think we invited anybody that time. We was just us, just talking.
It was just us. We
And
talked. We did the thing.
then episode 21 was 20 questions. And Krisha was the one that asked us the 21 questions. Oh
And
my
we
God.
played from We're Not Really Strangers, which like during that time, uh Helen had just given it to me and I was like, I'm playing this with everyone. I want
Yeah.
to know all the things. And
Yeah.
we played that, right? What else did we play?
I don't know. I know we played
It
from
was
two
like
other games.
no, it wasn't Never Have I Ever. It was something else. I
No.
don't
Well,
know.
then I know Krisha asked a couple of questions as well, or
Oh,
maybe
Would You
we gave
Rather?
her. Would you rather was one of them? Yeah. And we have fun answering those questions. If y'all want to go watch this episode 21, because that was
Episode
fun.
21. Get to know us a little better and why we're so crazy pants.
Is that the one we cried where we had to call like somebody you are most?
Yeah, we had to. You called your sister and like you were like, no, I'm not gonna do this. And then I started calling my mom, and I saw the transformation in your face to I know exactly who I'm gonna call. And then you called your sister, and I started crying listening to you talk to your sister.
And then everybody on the thing started crying, and then I got messages of everybody's like, "You made me cry," and I'm like, "It's just, ugh," you know, yeah, it was,
Yeah.
yeah, it was somebody you admire the most. I think that was the question,
Yep,
or
yep.
you tried, yeah, something along those lines.
My
And
mama
then
all day, every day.
every day, episode 22 was gender rules, like about gender and about.
And we had a guest, Cesar Moreno. It's so funny because the way that Cesar came to be on the show was because he totally dug the promo and he was like, yeah, fuck gender roles. And then he sent me a picture of like his hands painted like with nail polish or whatever. People always give me crap about this and I don't give a crap. And I was like, you know what? You want to come on the show and
We
talk?
had,
It was a great conversation. And it was really cool to have a cis man talking about it, right? Because we're used to hearing it from Dana!
yeah, she met, hi.
We were
Uh,
talking about you.
oh my God, we love you too. Oh my gosh, you made it. Well, she's saying hi. She made it.
I'm so happy.
That's the one that won the cup for the first time in our episode 10.
Yes. Thank you. 1 year or the realness. How funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how Caesar came onto me, and I was really glad that it was like that demographic that was there because it was a different perspective. We hear it from people from the LGBTQ plus community, but we don't hear that kind of rhetoric from the cis male side saying, yeah, I dig this. I don't care. I wore a suit that day because I identify as a cis female, but I like to feel empowered. Give me some heels and a blazer. Let's go.
Right.
And that's what would typically be associated with being a male look.
Right. Which makes no sense.
Because of YouTube, I have to filter myself, but know that means the F word.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been real with the YouTube. And then episode 23 was forgiveness, which I came to a revelation that time that you don't have to necessarily talk to the person. You could forgive them, but you don't need to be friends with them. And that's what I did. So
I came to the realization during that episode, and from seeing you go through that experience of like of forgiving but creating that distance, because you did all the things you tried. You know what I'm saying? That
yeah.
sometimes that's okay, because I was of the school of thought that no, you have to forgive no matter what, and that's just not the reality for some people. Like sometimes you can forgive, but you don't need to estar en el potaje. You don't need to be all up in the mix, at least not until you're ready,
Yeah.
and that's hard sometimes to see from the outside, a loved one not forgiving, because you see what it does to them. But if someone is able to like deal with it and forgive when they're ready, that's good too.
Right.
So forgiveness, I enjoyed that episode.
That's our second most viewed on YouTube.
Forgiveness.
With 100 and something 4 views. I'm like, y'all need forgiveness, huh?
Look at what's happening. Boundaries, forgiveness, things that most of us have a really difficult time doing. Setting boundaries and forgiving people, or forgiving ourselves even.
Man. Then it was 24, which was the gratitude episode. We asked some of our fearless fam to send us videos of what they were most grateful for. And we had a couple. That was a good episode because hearing other people what they were grateful for.
Yeah, that was a really beautiful episode. Like it was a compilation of videos. It was really, really sweet.
Brian was part of it. Sharon was part of it. Alien Babe, Krisha, I'm missing one besides ourselves, of course.
Yeah, I feel there was
Oh,
somebody else.
Dulange was
Ulan for
part
the
of
video.
it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad that you guys actually participated in that and let us know your like your perspective about how you view things and what you were grateful for. That was a good one. That was
Yeah. That was really cool.
um,
My mom didn't see that episode until like maybe a couple of months ago that I played it for her, and she saw for the first time that I said that I was grateful for her. She got all like,
now I could imagine. It's like, oh my
emotional.
God. I wrote I did a poem. Like mine was a poem form because I don't want to cry. It's
But
okay.
you're a poet.
Yeah. And episode 25 was Tech Talk with Carlos.
Yeah, yeah.
That was an interesting episode for me because I still don't like technology; it's a pain in the ass, but it is giving us, ironically, the chance to speak and connect with other people through our podcast. So I guess.
And I'm very grateful. Thank you, Bebe. You like Carlos was so great about really getting the information together, and he gave us so much info about the different aspects of tech, because it wasn't just okay, your computer isn't working, turn it on and off, right?
You
The
know,
general IT approach. It was like what technology means in this world and what it means in different jobs and different like it just at home. And then we even got into the conversation of like black market and whatnot, which was
oh
the
yeah,
first time that you mentioned about trafficking.
oh
And
yeah,
that
that's
from that episode on, it really stayed with us. Where like we need to go back and talk about this.
yeah, and it was the information he was giving was also uh easy to understand. It wasn't like complicated or like big words for no reason. It was just like this is what it is, and anybody's able to understand. I was like, great,
Yeah, and he
because
gave great analogies. I'm an analogy person. I appreciate analogies.
I like analogies; they're good too. But yeah, that was a good episode.
It was.
And this one
Technology still
episode.
kept kicking our ass.
Oh no,
Pero
that's the
I
one
digress.
constant thing for the past year. It's gonna change though. We promise.
Look,
Wait.
let me
Yeah.
not.
No, I know
Yeah,
what you're
you
gonna
know what?
say.
Okay,
No,
move on.
no, no.
Just go ahead.
Episode episode 26 was toxic positivity, which a lot of us do without even realizing we do it. We learned a lot about that episode too.
Yeah.
I feel like
But
I did.
and I also felt like, sometimes like if you don't feel like you're doing it, like, that I'm from the school of thought that everything has been giving. I'm a fan of identifiers, but then there's too many identifiers. I'm a fan of things finding their meaning. And at the same time, coño, todo tiene demasiado nombre. Everything has too many names.
Way too many. So we're like,
Too
oh,
many. And if you feel that you're trying to be positive just because you want to make somebody feel good, the intention isn't always to like be toxic and pull them down further, but finding that happy balance is difficult.
it was. But hey, we're working. We got all of our episodes and we're working through it. We got them and we're like, okay, I remember this episode, and this is like, because what we have shown you guys is literally things we do on our daily lives that we
Yeah.
are still practicing and we still do, and that we have done even before the episodes or the show started. So it's
Yeah.
not like just for show and be like, okay, no problem, whatever. No,
I
like
think
that's not.
one of the biggest things that I took from the toxic positivity one is and it's something that we all know. You really do have to go through it. You have to go through the feels. You have to go through. It feels like caca. This is shit. This sucks, because you can only appreciate the flowers and all the prettiness if you remember like what it was when it was crappy, right? And also
Exactly.
makes you a more empathetic being, you know.
Exactly. And that by that time we already have mugs, our mugs. If y'all forgot how it looks like.
There's the mug.
Dana was the first one to ever even have a cup or in any shape, way, or form. I don't think she still has it, does she?
There's the pandemic.
I know. That's why. But she was the first one to get a first free mug from us.
She's the
She
first
wanted
winner. She
first.
came on and answered every damn question, made everybody else look like
Like, were y'all paying attention? Y'all were not watching. And that's episode 10 if you want to see the question battle, I guess, of everybody, because my God. And then by episode 27, Quote Quotes with Vanna started.
that's when it started.
By
Still
episode
without any accompaniment.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that. And then that's when we also stopped using the calendar and letting y'all guess what was coming up instead of
Yeah,
telling you what was coming up. But by
kind of like that
episode
more.
20, huh?
Kind of like that more. But then y'all voted for the calendar to come back and we listened to you.
Right. Dana says pandemic mug crew. Right. By episode 27, it was attachment styles, which we I also learned what it was like. I learned my own attachment styles, and I don't know, it was fun to learn things about yourself that you never, you know,
And
knew.
it was fun to see because you mentioned this as well, how you'd grown throughout your life, right? And
Mm-hmm.
what you learned. I could very much associate, and still from person to person, your relationships, right? Your interpersonal relationships, your attachment style in that relationship will be different, right?
Right.
But in general, I can honestly say I was probably a very anxious person. And
Oh
but when I
yeah.
took the quiz and like a lot of the things that were like secure, it's a secure attachment, and I was like, I can totally see that now.
Right.
Let's go back a couple of years. I guarantee you it was not. And I still
Yeah,
have my things. Oh,
yeah, but
child.
we've noticed our growth also in the past 27 episodes from that point as well. So
Oh,
we
yeah. Things have
yeah.
happened. Things have happened.
Then episode 28 was the therapy episode with Fernando.
Fernando Campos. Yes, yes, yes. From
Yes.
Avant. Oh, actually, I have his pen in my hand right now. Avant-garde
Ooh,
therapy.
that was a fun episode.
It was, and it talked. I'm really glad. Actually, now everywhere I look, there's a commercial on Instagram. There's commercials for even for therapy through an app and stuff. That makes me happy because there was
Yeah.
this huge stigma around what it meant to go seek professional help, right? Or what it even meant to recommend to somebody, have you talk to a therapist? And I was like, why is that even like I never thought about why that would be a good thing. Good name, oh Campos. Hi, Jason. um, so like I really enjoyed that episode because it doesn't. And if somebody recommends to you to go to a therapist, nobody's outwardly calling you, telling you that you have a problem, that you're crazy or anything like that. They're probably letting you know how much they care about you and that letting you know that you deserve better than those feelings or that stress and that you deserve to have tools to like help you get through it. Um I I have insurance. I can't wait to start therapy myself. So
But remember, growing up Hispanic, like we're not Hispanic, but growing up with a household that you don't talk about your problems, you don't talk about this. Oh my God, just keep it to yourself. Therapy is not wasn't an option, wasn't an outlet
yeah,
for. So yeah, we broke down the
because there
stigma.
comes the shame of why do you need to go to a therapist?
¿Qué te pasa? Like, are you okay? Yeah, yeah,
And
for
should you
sure.
suggest family therapy, Dios te ayude.
Oh, we're screwed. Yeah.
You know?
Oh, look. Perfect. Episode 29, growth, like we just mentioned.
Ah,
But
this
we
this
have,
whole year has been so much growth.
even between ourselves, I think our communication has gotten better of like me meeting you where you can and you meeting me and knowing where I need to, like, we've learned about that. So it's
Yeah.
like we've been taking a step back and be like, okay, Vanessa está aquí, this is what I need to do. Okay, this is, we reassess ourselves in
Yeah.
many ways with that. Yeah, it was fun. It was
I also think it's really helpful. Like from the beginning, we've always been very blunt with one another and known not to
yeah.
take it personally. There's people where sometimes it's difficult not to take things personally, but with you, I've never felt that way. So, and it even in us still like finding our footing or whatever. Look at us, we're all grown up.
That's why the book, The Four Agreements, I practiced those four even way before I knew this book existed. But it's true. One of them is be impeccable with your
Impeccable
words,
with
which
your
is
word.
what we do, but also don't take anything personal. But and that's another thing we don't do. But
Okay,
growth. Here we are.
here we are. And again, all of the episodes tied together: boundaries, communication. It's like a little spider web of connectivity.
Exactly.
I dig it.
Oh my God. And then by episode 30 is when we hit 1,000 followers. And it was a New Year's as well, like 3 days after New Year's. So it's another party, episode 30. See, everything fell where it needed to fall under. It was so
And this,
fun.
and in between, we had taken like mini hiatuses. So, and we were worried that it was going to affect. And look how perfect. How perfect.
Yes, episode 49 on our 1 year before season 5 starts. That's awesome.
Nutty. Episode 31.
And then that's when I changed my the morning post where I put the date and stuff. That's when it changed because now it has like season and then
Right.
the episode and then yeah, because we already know. Oh my God, I forgot to tell you that
When we
on
changed the
episode
logo.
no, on episode 7 we changed it from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. That's when the audience, you guys, all of
Because
you
y'all
said
spoke.
y'all said 8 p.m. is better, 7 is too early. So by episode 7, we started doing the 8. Is it still working? Is 8 p.m. okay for you guys? Let us know.
Let us know. We're listening. Clearly, there's been calendars, there's been changes, there's been things, and it's because we listen to you.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that was fun. So by episode 31, we had a new background, which is hello here. This
Yes,
red background.
the
Yes.
studio that I've sat in once.
Yeah. But
Sadness.
it's okay. It's
It's
okay.
slowly changing. It's slowly changing. I'll
Yes,
be there with you soon.
and that's when we introduce our new elephants. If you don't know what they are, so trigger warning numbers from 1 through 5, 5 being obviously the quote unquote worst, like the most triggering. And we changed the little guy to elephant to look different. So yeah, that was fun.
I
That was
love
fun.
that it's an actual elephant and
I
it's
know,
pink.
right? It's pink, yes. I think that was the reboot, right? That was the reboot.
Yep,
Yeah,
the
that was the
reboot,
reboot.
the logo changed. It got the red around it. The background changed over there at the studio. The elephants changed. We gave no filters a facelift.
Yes, if there's anything you guys think we could, upgrade or change again or make better, let us know. Because, Carlos, if you have an idea of anything, since you're the techie person as well, let us know. We'll take all that in consideration. And then we got the calendar again. Look at this. We dropped the calendar, then we got the calendar again.
Because y'all told us to.
And that's when we got the theme song for Vanessa's Quotey Quotes by Brian Peterson. I wish
I
Brian was
complained
there.
about not having a theme song so many episodes. If you go back, you will see me going, do, 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 like making my own music. And then Brian was like, enough of this nonsense.
And he made it for us. So by episode 32, we, played it for the first time. And it was so much fun.
I
I
love
like
my
it.
song.
Yes, Brian Peterson is a musician that he's been my friend forever now. Like, I don't know, 10 years. I don't know. I lost track of people. But yes, I'm very grateful for his talent because now we're happy. And their episode 32 was the laws, the ridiculous laws that still exist.
The out
They're
of
not
date
even
laws.
useful. They're not even useful. It's like really
You
wrestling
can't
a
eat
pig.
pie with a spoon or you go to jail. This is why, ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah,
I
no.
wonder. I wonder about
And
our legal system.
and then not too long after that, I, Chubby Giro, made our theme song for No Filters, No Fears.
Yes, DJ Chube.
I I love music, but yeah, I could tinkle. I tinker in some,
But
music
you
stuff.
tinkered well. Like it's cool.
It's funny because I send you 3 samples, and you're like, this one. You really hesitate. You're like, este. You're like, no, I'm in between this and this. I'm like, no, este. That's it. This one. That's it.
Yeah,
That was so much
that was the
fun.
one.
That
Yeah.
was it. But everybody loved
By
it. You
DJ
guys
Chubby.
approved. Huh? By DJ.
By DJ Chubby.
Everybody approved. Everybody loved it. I got feedback, like personal text message. I'm like, oh my God, and I was like, oh, thank you. I tried. That was good. Then, episode 33, Carbon Footprint.
Yeah. That was meaningful.
How to reduce our carbon footprint because we only have one Earth, and we're not us, you and
We're
I, but
we're
killing it.
massacring it. We're
Yes.
massacring the crap out of this planet.
So, do you remember your three things that you pledged that you will do to change? Do you remember them? That's
One.
one. The straw.
Oh, you know what? The other day I was upset at myself because I realized I did not have it with me, but here it is. I didn't. I was at a restaurant and I was like, oh, straw. My straw in
And
my
your
purse.
third thing was,
I don't remember my third thing.
I don't remember.
I don't remember now if it was, well, I don't know if it was sticking to my veganness, which I have, or if it was about clothing.
I don't know. I don't think it was about. Who remembers what it was about? If y'all do, that would be a miracle. Cause I
What was
don't.
my third thing that I promised I was going to do? Or was it composting?
I don't know because we were talking about recycle, reduce, and upcycle type stuff. So I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't remember. What were your three?
I think yeah, I don't remember my three, but I know that one of them was plastic bottles. Mind you, I have never bought plastic bottles in my life until the goddamn pandemic because I didn't have my filter. But now I got my filter, so I got my little bottle that I've been using. So that was one of them. I'm vegan regardless, so that's not one other thing. The other one was, I don't know. I reuse and recycle everything in my house. If I find a second purpose, I don't know what it was.
I'm in love with my straw.
I have a
I
straw
need
in here.
I'm so bad. I need to remember to use it more
Yes, guys, if
often.
you're able to reduce, reuse, and recycle to lower your carbon footprint, please do so we could have the earth a little bit longer. And that one had a 411 with you because we needed it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's 9:12. Let's like go through these. So episode
Yeah.
34. Oof, that was human trafficking one, which we touch upon. That was
The
it's a
very
level
first
five
one.
elephant. If you guys want to go watch it and watch it in segments, goes right ahead. I don't want to get too much into it because it's the title itself says it all. Terrible. You okay over there? Or you
And
froze? Oh, you were
oh,
frozen. No, it's okay. I
am
got
I
you. We're
frozen
good.
still?
No, you're good. Continue.
Okay. Chewy put a bunch of wonderful resources to reach out for human trafficking, either to be a volunteer or to, if you think that there's human trafficking going on or somebody's a part of that in any way, resources for you to check out. That's it. That's
Yeah.
all I was going to say until I
And
froze.
then everybody's favorite episode 35, gaslighting. Everybody loved that episode.
Because everybody knows a gaslighter, or they are one.
I mean, can they realize they're a one
Yeah,
without really?
listen. I have been gaslit 1,050 times, and I own that I have done it, not intentionally.
Mm,
And this is one of those things about identifiers. This is where that thing comes into play for me. What just went across your screen? Was that an
I
ant?
I don't know what that was. I was like, what the hell? Oh, hey, it wasn't it. Look at that.
Hello, friend. I was speed walking listening to the gaslighting episode, and it got you pumped, I'm sure. But with the gaslighting episode, I recognize that it's one of those identifier things where, like, now we've given something a name. So not everybody's always on the lookout for it. And even when that's not what you're doing, they're claiming that that's what you're doing. And what they're doing is gaslighting you right back. And it's like, fuck you. Oh,
Right.
sorry, YouTube. I cuss.
Yeah,
Deal with it.
it's fine.
Well, beep it. Beep me. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No.
And,
Once we got identifiers, like you said, now we understand what the hell is people doing. It's like, oh, okay, that's what you're doing. I
and I
see.
totally gaslit people and not meant to, not realize until you find out like what the wording is, like what, right? And all it is like being a little petty.
Hmm. Okay, so now we got episode 36, which was new relationship energy. That says it all too. Who doesn't like being in new relationships and feeling?
And I mean, I always find it really interesting that it's only tied to like non-monogamous relationships, but it's not. New relationship energy exists across the board. When
Brian,
Hi, Brian. When new people come into your life, you get all excited. You forget about the people that have been there through the thicks and the thins. Then you
Mm-hmm.
might want to like readjust, like reconnect to people, let them know that they're still important to you, kind of thing. Some people get really lost in that. Oh, this is new. This is fun. This is exciting. And then it's not. And then the next thing, it's new. It's fun. It's exciting. You're going to lose and miss out on a lot of important and special things in your life if you're only seeking the next best thing.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And then obviously episode 37, which we touched upon, it was it fell under the Black History Month with the women's, history week or whatever it was. So we combined both of them. So we chose Black his women to
Yeah.
represent both of them. That was a fun
Mm,
episode. Again, that
I
was
want.
episode 37. If you want to see all the 10 women we chose, that was fun. That was fun. I learned so many things.
Yeah.
And then obviously episode 38 was death, how we deal with it, and how you and I deal with it, and everybody has their own way of dealing with death, basically.
Can I say this? Like, I'm going to say it. Like, I'm going to be like, no filters, no fears. Here we go.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I think I mentioned it before, so maybe it's not news to anyone. But during that episode, I had coronavirus
yeah.
and I was so freaking sick. And I was having difficulty like breathing. I was going through it. So doing the death episode at that time was like it was difficult because I was like, what if this is it? It wasn't. I'm very glad to still be here. Um, but it also like we talked about so many personal deaths that were meaningful to us.
Yeah, on the episode, yeah. I was afraid. I was scared for Vanessa, like the way she was explaining how sick she was. I got scared. That was a tough one for us. But here we are. We made it. Thank you, Brian. Congratulations on an amazing year of important topics. Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
you missed it, but we mentioned the theme song that you did for Vanessa.
Record.
Yes. So
Thank
I'm
you.
glad
So I don't have to hum a weird tune. Now
we're
I
glad
actually have a tune.
we're glad that you made it. So now, obviously, episode 39. I keep saying obviously, like we know, but anyway, episode 39 was about sex work.
Yeah,
Yep,
a
sex
very
work.
legitimate practice, I feel. It's the oldest profession in the book. I mean, there's that fine line, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, where certain things fall under human trafficking, right?
Oh
But that's
yeah,
not what the sex work episode was about. A lot of people that their chosen work is to do like what is it, OnlyFans pages and whatnot. They get a lot of like crappy things like they're making their money. That's their job. Respect
right.
them. That's their choice. You don't got to do it. And you wouldn't know about it if you weren't looking on the OnlyFans. So check yourself.
Exactly. Like you can be a hypocrite about it. It's like okay. And then after that, we had a party because we made it to episode 40. So we threw a party. Obviously, we talked about everything.
We
And
just
then
like
episode
throwing parties.
this is the thing. I'm a huge believer that every little milestone that we go to, like every 10 episodes we did, we should celebrate because we
Absolutely.
made it. Because like you said, episode 38 could have been the last one, but we made it. Like we are here. So I celebrate every little thing. Everything in life we gotta celebrate because the world's going through shit. So you
And you
know,
never know, man. You never know.
exactly. So then episode 41 was about xenophobia. Oof. We kept
Very big. And this was during the time, like, mind you, this is an ongoing situation, but this is like peak. It's all over the media about Asian hate. And it's like, what?
lots of
What?
murders that happened. Like, oh my
People
god, that
acting
was
a fool. You know, we
yeah.
saw it during 9/11. We've seen it throughout history. The fact that we're where we are in the world, 2021, in the middle of a pandemic, and you're going to choose right now. No, come on now.
So yeah, we talked about it. We gave an explanation what it was about. Obviously, you guys know what it's about since you've obviously done your research, I'm sure. But it was
And
tough. Like obviously me and Vanessa are both activists and advocates for things, but that was just I found this so annoying and so not even such an understatement, frustrating to see people hate for no reason just because I don't know. How can you live
Like
with
your
yourself?
neighbor that you've known for like however long is now to blame for an entire pandemic
Right. Like it doesn't even make sense to me. Like that's
because they
just
happen to be from China. Like, and the thing is, we understand, and the fear can be understood, right? Of where it could be born from because you have nothing else to associate it to but the information that you know. But we are sentient beings. Like we have computers, we have books, we have ways, and we know people in our lives that we can, you know the difference between I understand that this is an illogical fear because I don't have enough information than to act out on someone that has nothing to do. Nothing
that's
to
why
do.
that's why we keep saying reading is essential. It's out there. You have ways to educate yourself, do it, so you don't sound ignorant and have irrational fears without backing it up with facts. Like it just doesn't make any sense. Ugh,
Hashtag Chewbacca.
that episode pissed me off. I was
I
like,
did.
Anyway, episode 42 was the Parkinson's disease awareness. So, because it was awareness month, so we decided to do a Parkinson's disease episode just to bring awareness to it, because we probably know a bunch of people that are going through it right now. You don't even know. So, we educated, well, we tried because, we're still not therapists and we're not doctors. We just have, you know,
Yeah.
opinions and we read and, but
But yeah. No, I enjoyed the Parkinson's episode in the sense that like I found out a lot of information that I didn't know before. Um and I'm glad to know that there's treatments to help people that have it because there's not a cure, but there is treatment to help with it. So when there's ailments like that that have at least treatments, it's
yeah.
hopeful. It's hopeful.
Oh, the next episode 43, is about children. Having children. The clock was ticking. When should you have children? Why don't you have kids? Are you going to have kids? No.
I ready, ready. It's funny because so we're on two opposite sides of the spectrum here.
Mm-hmm.
I totally want to have kids, or at least a kid, like at least one, no more than two. But Chubby's like me. But to both of us, what's annoying is, well, aren't you gonna have a baby? Aren't you gonna do this? Those pushed timelines. My timeline doesn't have to be your timeline.
Right. Or like when couples just got married and they're like, are you going to have a kid? Are you going to have a kid? Are you going to have a
We
kid?
don't even know each other yet. Let us do our thing.
Right. I don't know. That episode was just so frustrating because it's like this rhetoric of like society being pushed on us, like you have to have a kid once you get married, or like this or that. I don't even believe in marriage. One
The
doesn't.
little
I'm
escalator.
right,
You did this,
exactly.
I gotta
Like,
do this, I gotta do that.
and I'm over here like, no, enjoy your life where you can and do everything. Even with kids, you could still do, everything if you like. Brian is a perfect example of that. But I'm just saying, like,
My mom had me while she was in medical school.
man,
Okay. So I mean, they're different strokes for different folks kind of thing, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like I don't need to feel the pressure. Like the decision should be mine, not because of the outside voices saying this is when you should have a kid, or society saying
exactly.
because you are a woman and you are this age, you should have a kid. Right.
Right, exactly.
Um, and I feel for those that can't have children and want them, because that has to be difficult. But then to hear like because you're a woman of a certain age and you know that you're not able to have kids, and then people are telling you, oh, why don't you have kids yet? You're getting older, you should. And then you have to now expose this very sensitive, vulnerable thing of I I haven't had a child, not because I don't want to.
Right, exactly.
Right.
So yeah,
Don't put people in that position. And also, or finding out that you want to be a single parent, like you want to have a kid on your own because
Right.
waiting for a partner seems eternal, like that kind of thing.
Right. Or you just want one. It doesn't matter. Whatever. Just let people live their lives. That's my thing. You want to have 20
It's
kids,
not
good
your
for you.
choice.
It's
If you're not having the baby for them or you're putting the baby in them, it ain't your business.
fine. Right. And this is where ageism came along because that's episode 44. See, it still connects because,
Clink, 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 clink.
man, this episode was also interesting because we do this without realizing we're doing it. Oh, but you're young. You shouldn't be. We have a body. The body will be always be in pain. You know, if you're tired, you're tired. It has nothing to do with age. You know, like I don't know. This episode just
For me,
frustrated.
the ageism bit works both ways because I get very frustrated seeing um, older generations being criticized or not being given work that they deserve and could totally be trained to do because of their age,
Right.
right?
Exactly.
So young people hating on them for that, and then young people getting criticized or judged or treated differently because they don't have the experience. They don't know. What would you know? You were born 2 minutes ago.
Right.
Every experience is valid and we can learn from each other. Right now, my adult class, that's something I realized. I have a 20-year-old and a 50 plus. I won't divulge the age year old. And those two spectrums of ages, so much happens in that time and they can learn so much from each other. Right?
Hmm.
Just saying.
And our calendar came back at that time too. So
That damn calendar has been like this.
up and down, guys. If you're watching, should we keep the calendar at the end? Should we keep it or should we not keep it? Let us know.
Take your votes now. Put calendar, yay or nay.
And then our last guest of this, of obviously the season, was from episode 46, which is my most proudest episode personally, was from Jody Yellowfish for the Missing and Murdered Indigenous Woman Awareness week that we did. So Vanessa knows because I told her, but to me, actually having to like contact with her and having her in the show, it was a last minute thing because I was like, I've been following this woman's like activism on this. Why didn't I think of using the one thing, social media, to see if she's able to be on the show? And it was meant to be because she was on the show.
Yeah.
She was on the freaking show. If you guys didn't watch it, it's episode 46. And it's a level 5 elephant. It's a very very heavy topic, but it's so worth it. I
And it
mean,
was very impactful to have her in person sharing what the experience of interviewing people had been. And this only goes to show that the possibility for Brené Brown exists. Okay? Brené.
exactly.
And I am now inspired by your bravery. And I will write to Young Pueblo.
You should.
Yeah. So Carlos gave me Young Pueblo's 2 books. Boop, 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 right? And I posted about it and Young Pueblo responded to me. It was my opportunity. I did not take it, but I will write to him and say, listen, come on the show. So
Where did
that's
you
the next
read?
one.
When did you read his poems and what episode was that? Was it the
Um,
self care?
actually, what you're gonna mention it now after it was 47, was it? 40, no,
47 is self care, which self
self-care.
explanatory.
Yeah. I read From Inward by Young Pueblo.
Well, we're getting yeses on the calendar. Thank you
Y'all,
guys for sitting along. We're
I was
keeping
ready to get rid of that puppy.
Well, I guess they don't like guessing. I mean, but I get it because I would like
Is
to
it that you
know,
guys don't like guessing what the episode is? Or is
or they
like
would
you
like.
want to plan your schedule? Okay, I have to be there for the live. Or like
I think it's that. I'm gonna go with that. That they want to know which episode is
when
gonna
the
be
live
interesting
is.
for them, so they could like, okay, I want to hear about this. Is that it? Is that it? Is that one? Okay, I'm gonna go with that.
Is that I'm gonna answer for you.
Then obviously our last episode, because today's episode 49, but the last episode is episode 49, which if you guys didn't know is about autoimmune disease, and I told the whole world that I, Chubby, have an autoimmune disease that I just found out not too long ago. So yeah, that was an interesting episode. Also, because
Yeah.
besides being my
About
first time telling,
invisible struggle.
yeah, I mean, everybody is going through something right now that we don't even know until we talk about it, you
Yeah.
know?
I
So,
have two cousins with MS. I have friends with lupus. Um, there's different types of thyroid. Uh, what is it? Because there's different. It's autoimmune, and then there was also chronic pain or chronic illnesses, right?
mhm.
So things that are chronic, but you don't see it. Fibromyalgia. I have an aunt that has fibromyalgia. It's something that doesn't always flare up, but when it does, it's extremely painful. And to have it diminished or invalidated because, oh, it's all in your head. Like we said, so many of these things have only been given a name and recognized by medicine, like science, recently.
Right.
And look, you only got diagnosed not that long ago.
Yeah, with the psoriatic arthritis. Now I understand why I'm always in pain. My poor
Yeah.
hands, my body. Wow, we just went through 48 episodes.
Bing, 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 bing.
That's a whole past year. To whoever been here from an hour ago to an hour and 30 minutes ago, thank you. Thank you for staying through the whole thing. That's crazy. It's a
Thank
whole
you.
ass.
And thank you for chatting us up and showing love to each other and to us and the chat.
Now it's
All
our
right.
turn. You said you had a couple of questions to ask me, just like I had to ask you.
Okay. I think I started asking them throughout.
Oh, you did? I don't remember.
Okay.
I mean,
So,
I do.
where do you hope to see No Filters, No Fears in the next 5 years?
5 years? You are.
Five. I think
You already know that I want No Filters, No Fears to have its own standing studio store, bigger than this, out there. Not store, but like what's it
a
called?
place, a location.
Yeah, a location that says No Filters, No Fears studio, where we could go and do our podcast, to have a live audience, maybe. I don't know, but that's always been my goal, always, and
Oh,
that's
yeah.
gonna happen. It's gonna happen, and
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. As long as this, like we always say, we have a relationship, so we have to stay committed to our passion, which is bringing awareness to everybody. And but we gotta make it. If we want to stick to it, we gotta make it together. We gotta work through it together and be honest with each other. If that's
All
what you
good.
want to, then sign me up. We're good.
All
If
good.
that's not what you want, then you tell me now, and then we can figure it out.
And I will figure it out. And my second question was personally, from episode 1 to now episode 49, we talked about, oh, we've grown, and we know this, but
Yeah.
what is something that's really stuck out to you that you're like, because of the show and the things that you've had to research and live through and the pandemic, that you're like, this, I would not have imagined that this is something I would have believed or known or understood from episode 1 that I know now?
Well, in general, it will be the patience. In that aspect, it will be patience, because I have no patience with. I'm the type of person, I'm straight to the point. I have no patience with mierda, with chucherias everywhere. Like, it's like, get it done here. This is what we need to do, and get it done, and that's it. And I don't like repeating myself. So patience
Ooh,
has been
child, you've
one
been
of them.
patient with me.
And actually working with someone has been the biggest, because I'm a solo person. I like to do everything by myself. If I could do it, I'm going to do it, and that's it. Because I don't have to wait for anybody but myself. But now having to work with you and having to interact with, oh, Vanessa, I need this, or let's work on this, or can we do this, or what do you feel about it? And having to hear someone else's opinion about a certain thing we're doing, that's what I've learned. And I think I've gotten better at it, you
You're
know?
really great at it.
But I know I was bad at the beginning because I had no patience. And mind you, like you said earlier, we were trying to find our footing on how the hell we're gonna get this podcast. And you deal with the analytics part of it, because I don't know anything about social media. I don't care for social media. Ironically, I know I have to use it for our show, but I didn't know crap. So I learned from you on that. And what I, you know, didn't believe is, like, I could actually work with someone, and be okay with knowing that we are different, and I mean, even though I knew that to a level, but like this
Yeah.
close, yeah, That's
Well, there's something that you said to me, because we have our moments, where we gotta come together, we gotta think. And I think that this is the greatest sign of what you're just saying, the growth, the patience, the working with someone. You said, I want to discuss this because I don't want our friendship to be affected, right?
mm,
We may
mm-hmm.
not need to work together or whatever, but I don't want our friendship to be affected. And neither one had to suffer. Neither one had to suffer, right? Because it was something where I could meet you halfway or full way, but I needed to
Mm-hmm.
know what it was. And you said it and we fixed it. And here we still are. So I'm really grateful that you allowed space for us to talk about it. And it was uncomfortable, right? Because I'm sure it wasn't fun to be like, okay, I gotta tell this girl. Yeah. But we did the damn thing. We grown ass people.
I mean, like you
Here's
said,
the but.
like we
NFNF transit shows up
are
again.
right. We're honest with each other, but like I think that was the most like that was the toughest conversation because obviously I care for you as a friend, and but to have to talk about business wise, where I'm
Yeah.
like, if this doesn't change,
And both of us
like
are really good about compartmentalizing friendship, work, creative work versus NF work, NFNF work. You know what I mean? But there's just sometimes when the overlap, you know that it's gonna hurt something else, and you're like, okay, let's address.
right. But I'm glad we
Yeah.
did, because again, here we are. So, like we always
And
say,
luckily
sit
it
with
was an
the
easy fix. It wasn't anything crazy.
It was what? I didn't hear the
It was an
beginning.
easy fix. It wasn't anything like crazy pants.
Oh no, yeah. But like we say all the time, sit with your uncomfortableness, and we did, and that's all we gotta do. You gotta talk about it. Trust me, we we
Bumbo.
we tell you guys, but we do it too, so it's okay. I had a question, but now I forgot it.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. But how did you feel
Oh
about
poop.
actually going in this? Huh? Sorry, I think we're
I
lagging,
said,
so I
oh
didn't.
poop, that you forgot the question.
Oh, well, how did you feel about actually going into this adventure with someone and it's like, I have this on my plate, but I want to do this too. And actually sitting here and be like, can I do this? Like, how did you come up with like, I don't know, like,
Um, well, based on like what the episodes have been, it coincided with things that I needed to learn in my life or put into
mm,
practice more, or that things that I had started to brush on, but just the surface, and then recognize how much work I did have to do. And it wasn't just about me, it was work wise, because I will overbook the crap out of myself, right? And learning to not repeat that pattern where I'm exhausted and not giving my best, but also being able to do the things that I really care about and giving them the best of myself.
right.
Um, and that's a conversation we've had a lot, because I get overwhelmed, but we both know that there are bills to be paid, life to be had, and so we've been respectful of each other's individual lives outside of NFNF. But like, it was exciting because I was getting to talk about so many things that are meaningful to me that I don't get to talk about so in depth, and with someone that has a lot of times, but not surprisingly, we're so much more alike. Like, we have a lot of like random ass things in common, but then
Mm-hmm.
for a lot of our topics, we have such opposing views. So to be able to have actual conversation with someone that feels differently or has different information and experience than I do, without it becoming a fight or
Mm-hmm.
disrespectful, right? I also feel like it provides such a good example for what these kind of conversations can look like without having to disrespect each other, right? Or without having to diminish someone else's experience. Um, so I was really, and I'm used to working with people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what it taught me was how to like, because that boundary gets set. When the weekend comes, don't talk to me. I'm doing my thing. When you're out of town or I'm out of town, we're both really good about respecting that time, you know. So it taught me as well, because I was already experiencing it in my personal life. Now in a business atmosphere, to to learn of like, okay, get this done so that way you're not interrupting personal time, or like how to approach certain things and respect your space or your feelings on something. That was, that was a learning curve for me. But I'm very used to working with people. Theater is an ensemble situation, right? It takes
Hmm.
a bunch of people to do the things. And I also, and it's still working on it, not to talk so much. And I still talk a lot.
No, I obviously like it's for us because we've said it outside of the camera. That's why we're laughing because we talked so much about everything about the episode. But like, listen, this and that. I need some space so I could do my part, so I could say something. But it's learning together as we go too. And this whole weekend thing. Listen, after 5:30 on a Friday from until Sunday morning. That just no disconnect. I don't want to talk about no work. Why?
Bye.
Because that's my time to disconnect from everything and decompress. But on Sundays afternoon, we could talk about whatever we need to do for the Monday, and then here we go again. But
Yeah.
you have to set your boundaries, no matter how long you've known the person, no matter how well you get along. Boundaries still need to be placed, so this overlapping of everything just doesn't happen. But like, listen, I don't, I don't want
And
to.
it's all love and efficiency, but like, you know,
Right. Just like when she said, like when they go out of town and I go out of town, I'm like, listen, give me all the work now so you don't have to work through it when you're out, because I want you to go have fun.
yeah.
Because that's what I believe in. Why the hell are you out in vacation mode and still working? I personally don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. Let's disconnect, because we have to disconnect for a bit to enjoy life. If not, we're just gonna be stuck like robots and machines every day going through the same thing, and then you're going to overwhelm yourself. So I believe in that. I believe in disconnecting and just and getting everything out of the way.
And I suffer from being a workaholic, so
And it's funny because I am too. I am a
yeah.
workaholic, but
So
I
we've learned to find that nice space in between to like,
after 6 p.m. on a Monday through Friday, if it's work related, I'm like dealing with it the next day. I am not dealing with it. But the good thing with no filters, no fears, everything's done during the morning or the afternoon, so we're good.
yep.
So
So, final thoughts, or do you have more questions?
no, well, yeah, where do you want no filters, no fears to go in the next?
Oh, hold on, you're breaking up. There you
You
are.
are
Okay,
breaking up
go.
too. Well, how do you where do you want no filters, no fears to go in the next couple of months, or even a year? Because I don't know, I can go far up to
Um,
5, because taking a baby step.
I want our merch to be more accessible, which is something that we're actively working on.
Oh yes, yes.
Um, I want to, I want in the next year to be able to have a live episode with an audience where we get to sit with you guys and have more of a panel type discussion, right? We're there, we're live, we're talking, it's going to be streamed, but like where we get to meet you, see you, hear you. Um, that would be really awesome.
She said a
So
year.
I'm just looking forward to continuing this. There's so much to talk about.
I totally
Yeah.
agree with you. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm
I
excited
could
for all
do.
the episodes that are coming.
Oh my God, I can't wait. Well, guys, if you're still watching, like, tell us what you hope for No Filters, No Fears to be in a year, couple of months, 5 years. Let us know before we go, because I know it's 9:43 or wherever you guys are, 8:43, 6:43 the next day. You know. Oh, we forgot to mention that we were on an episode
Oh
on.
yeah, shoot the breeze.
We were a guest on Shoot the Breeze. So if you guys saw our post, go check them out. She's a lovely young lady, and in future episodes she's gonna be joining. So that's a surprise. When is it? Not telling you guys. But yeah, that was
Everybody
such.
who wants a calendar.
Everybody wants a calendar. But Shoot the Breeze was our first time being a guest in someone else's podcast. That was so much fun. So
It
whoever's
was.
watching this, we want to be, guests on your shows too. Why not?
And how things come full circle. What we talked about was like new beginnings and going on adventures and putting like following your fear. So full circle.
Exactly. Yes. So yes, guys, let us know what you want No Filters, No Fears to be in the next year. Tell us, give us your input before we, gotta go and let everybody go to sleep because I know it's late.
Yeah. Any final thoughts from you as they write their hopes and aspirations for us?
Well, I had a final question. Should we still keep it on Mondays? Is Mondays okay? Can you imagine?
Oh, okay. Wow, that's a shift. All
I don't
right.
know.
And that one I'm sure we'll also put in the
Story.
story as a vote. You saw my brain shut down for a second, right?
I got you. Story.
I was like,
Story.
nah.
My final thought for us and for everything. Oh, we got a statement. Things that you disagree and try to find common ground.
That's us all day.
We are great communicators with each other, and that's the one thing I value the most from each other. That we know it's not personal. We know we know what we this is work. This is what we gotta do because we can't bullshit around with what's happening. We gotta keep a
Especially with a lot of
productive.
the topics that we talk about.
Right, exactly. Dana says as long as there's another podcast version, Spotify, etc. What?
Or listening later, like that we're still on different platforms so that it doesn't have to just be live, but also listen to later.
Oh yes,
That's all.
always, always, always. I got you. Mondays are good for me. Okay, Mama said Mondays are good for her. You guys are awesome, but Mondays are good for me. I mean, any day except Fridays and Saturdays or Sundays. But any
Mondays are
other days, okay.
it's funny, like theaters are opening back up. Mondays are usually the day that theaters are dark. During the pandemic is the day that people were doing, like you guys know, because we were doing pre-recordings is when they would do play readings. But now if things are opening back up again, Mondays are open for me.
So everybody's saying Mondays, and everybody's saying
Well,
still
Mama
8 p.m.
said go.
So Brian says for future episodes, website merch, panel discussion, etc. Basically, as long as you have things you're excited about talking, it will be a great. I'm sure. Yes, we have a lot of things. There's so many topics that we have just X
So
saying like
we
no no
have
no no.
notebooks of topics. Okay.
This is my second one of the
Okay.
year. Like this is
And that
one.
we've had that maybe we were gonna do, and then we're like, oh no, we'll save it for later. And this doesn't really kind of so they're there. Trust.
So yeah, my final thoughts, since it's already getting late, is that I hope that we stay honest with each other and that we continue to fight for the injustices and to continue to be, the voice for those that can't, basically, and to support everyone like we always have and to support each other. And I don't know, just open windows and open windows. Look, I mean, you got me saying open windows instead of open doors. Open
Open
doors.
whatever opens.
Open doors for new topics and just sit and just be honest. That's it. Basically, just listen to
That's
each
it.
other and
Yeah.
I don't know, just keep the conversations flowing.
And
I
final
think.
thoughts on this end. Same. I really hope that our honesty, our drive for this continues. I doubt that it would ever fizzle out.
No.
um, but I hope that we can continue to have this space where different perspectives are valued and brought forth, uh, topics that people may not think about as an issue or even recognize as something important or relevant to them. We are not an island, right? We are Everything is not just outside of us. The more you know about those around you, the more you grow as an individual. I really believe that. And I've learned so much from all of you and from you, Chubi, and from all the research that we've done for every episode. I am insanely grateful to every one of you that showed up today as the
Yeah.
testament to who the true blues are, right? And to every new listener that has taken the time to like pop into our Spotify or Anchor and our YouTube, any other platform that we're on, and watched, even if it's one episode, or even if you guys share, hey, check out this episode, it might interest you to a friend. I'm grateful for all of that because you know, we are not therapists.
Mm-mm.
So we are living beings on this planet, and it's our way of connecting with all of you, and it's our way of connecting with each other and with ourselves and growing. So thank you for growing with us. Here's to another, we'll say another year, but another like 100.
We shall see. But no, I mean, see, this
Baby
is
steps.
a maybe steps still lead you forward. I always say it. It's funny because right now it's like final thoughts, and I'm over here like, but yeah, see, like more things will always come to mind. But it's been a beautiful journey, and like Vanessa said, I have learned from you guys. I have learned from you too, like a lot. So yes, guys, I hope you guys stay with us for the next 100 episodes.
Top content. Congrats on the year. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Yes, we try. We're trying. But if there are any topics out there, send us our way, and we will write them down, and we will like see, hey, where can this fit? Because there are subjects we probably don't even know about that's out there, and if you guys bring
Right.
it to our attention, we could possibly also do our own research and bring the information forward and just share.
And if you need resources, by all means, hit us up. If we don't know it right off the bat, we'll find somebody to connect you with that can provide you with that resource, either for volunteer work, activist work, or professional help with anything. Please,
Hmm. And
nothing but love.
but if you just want to talk to us, we could do that too. It's okay.
Yeah, I like it. Huh? I am
But
mad
thank
at
you.
it.
But thank you so much for like celebrating a year with us, like a year. It's a year.
And we'll see you Monday for episode 50, season 5, episode 50.
That is insane. I am very grateful for these conversations.
A
And like
thousand
we
percent.
always say, stay fearless, everybody.
Stay fearless, fam.
Oh,